you indicated that you had gone outside to smoke. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated that you were smoking PCP at that time.
I was.
Objection, Your Honor, again. He's, at this point, we're restating the testimony.
Okay, overruled. We took a break, counsel. You may continue.
I did.
You were smoking PCP?
I did, yes.
Okay, and what effect did the PCP have on you?
Well, it made me lose my focus. I got blurry, disoriented. I lost my balance. I couldn't see clear.
Okay. And then you said, I believe we left off that you had testified that you went back into the apartment. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and you went into the bathroom area. And I think that's where we left off, Your Honor. Okay, great. Sir, I'm going to show you two exhibits that have been marked as full exhibits. One is the, Exhibit D as in David, and one is Exhibit U. So we just take a second here, okay?
All right.
Okay. Your Honor, for the record, I'm going to publish Exhibit D as in David. Okay. Mr. Morales, can you see that exhibit?
Yes, I can.
D as in David? Can
Yes.
you tell us who made that diagram?
I did.
Okay, and where did you do that?
It's of 6.5 Myrtle Ave.
6.5 Myrtle Ave.
Yes.
Can you just, I want you to describe, go slow, describe for us what is depicted in the exhibit.
All right. So we have the outside deck in the front, the walkway, and you got the screen door, the door. Then you got a little towel area. That's where you put your stuff before you get into the open living space.
All right, so just 1 second. Just if you could look at the monitor. You said the deck area, correct?
Yes.
And you said there was a doorway?
Yes.
And there was a screen door and a secure door, correct?
That's correct.
And then a tile area?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we go into the living area.
Okay, is that over here?
Yes.
All right. What else is depicted?
Then we have a closet right in the upper corner. Well, right next to the towel. That's the closet. Yep. Then we have the kitchen.
Okay.
And it's like an island with the stove in the middle.
Okay. In the kitchen area?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then we have the dresser that I placed there to kind of make an illusion of a bedroom.
Okay. Is that where it says room?
No, right in the middle, above the bed.
Oh, I see. Yes. I'm sorry.
You see the dress? Yes, yes.
Okay. So just so the record's clear, in the sort of middle of the middle of the diagram, it says bureau, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's what you were referring to.
That's just, yes.
Okay. Yep. What else is
Then we have the room that you just pointed in.
this one?
Yes.
In the top left-hand corner.
And we have the laundry room next to the bed, the bedroom area.
Okay. Was that over here, sir?
Yes. You have the dryer and the washer in there.
D and the W?
Yes.
Okay.
And the bathroom.
Okay. And what was in the bathroom?
The bathroom, we have the tub, the toilet, the sink, and a little dresser where we put the towels and stuff like that.
Okay. And, sir, there are indications on the outside. Do you see this?
Yes, that's where West Street is at.
Okay. Is that the side street from
Yes.
San Myrtle?
That's the side street.
And how about on the top portion?
That's Cottage Avenue. That's the one that is behind 6.5 Myrtle. That's the one to the garage.
Your Honor, I'm now going to publish Exhibit U as in under. All right, Mr. Morales, I want to go slow here again. You see Exhibit U?
Yes.
See that up on?
It's upside down.
That better?
Yep, there you go.
All right, so let's start with the easy thing. Can you tell me where 6.5 Myrtle is?
It's right in the middle, right there, yes.
Is that, and that's the residence that Christine was residing in?
Yes.
That you referred to? Okay. And what street runs in front of 6.5 Myrtle? Sorry. Which one? Poorly worded. What street runs in front of the address 6.5 Myrtle Avenue?
Myrtle Avenue?
Okay? And then does Myrtle Avenue continue along?
Yes.
All right, now, there are diagrams here. It says 2-6, 6.5. Can you identify that for the jury?
Yes. Those are the next door houses.
Okay, next door neighbors?
Yes.
All right, and how about this designation here, Judson Place?
That's the street to the side of the house next to 2
Okay.
Myrtle Ave.
All right, and 6.5 Myrtle, was that contained between Judson Place and West Street?
It is.
Okay, and you can access Myrtle Avenue by going down Cottage, correct?
Yes.
And you can go up Judson, correct?
Yes.
And you can make a right on Myrtle,
Yeah. Yes.
and you can circle around and come back down on West.
That's correct.
And you can either go straight onto Mott Street or you can turn on Cottage.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. So let's go back. Let's go back to you at the apartment on Sunday morning, 12/1. Okay, do you need any of these diagrams?
Yes. That one. Yes.
Okay, let's put this up. I want you to tell, and Your Honor, just for the record, that's Exhibit D as in David.
Thank you.
I want you to go slow, and I only want you to tell us what you observed. You went back into the apartment and tell us in your own words what you personally observed.
All right. So I went from the deck into the apartment, and I went into the bathroom, and I was sitting right on the toilet, looking out the window towards the front of the house. From across the street, I saw movement first, and then I saw 2 individuals walking on the sidewalk across the street
On what street?
on Myrtle Avenue.
Okay.
One of the individuals started walking across the street towards the apartment, and he did a bit of a jog towards the apartment.
Okay.
When I saw that, warning signs and bells and alarms started running through my head.
What action did you take after you made that observation?
My first intention was to
No.
run.
What did you do? Just tell us. You saw it, made that observation. What did you do?
Well, I tried to work my way out the bathroom to close the front door, but because I was so intoxicated, I couldn't really move. So I made it to where the bureau is at, around that area, in the little kitchen area, right in between. I made it to like right here, right in
Okay,
between
let me just, you have to put this on the record, Mr. Morales.
Yes,
The bathroom area is over here,
yes.
okay, and you came out,
So I stumbled my way out the bathroom
okay,
and made it to right where the bureau is at, next to the up the corner, yeah, but up by the kitchen.
okay. There,
No, a little bit above that.
a little bit above that.
Yeah, a little bit more, right there, around right there.
All right, so just so the record, you've indicated on the exhibit, it says bureau, and then there's the kitchen area, correct?
Yes,
All right, and you were between the bureau and the kitchen area?
yes.
Okay, and what steps did you take next?
Well, because I was so intoxicated that I couldn't do what I really wanted to do, I went in my pocket, I grabbed my phone, and I dialed 911.
Okay, let's just stop there. Your Honor, we're going to play Exhibit 162 at this juncture with the court's permission.
That's fine.
Mr. Morales, just listen to this. Mr. Morales, can you identify whose voice is on State's Exhibit 162?
Yes, that's my voice.
That's you calling 911?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What number What number house on Myrtle Ave? Where are you on Myrtle Ave? Where are you on Myrtle Ave? What number? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Thank you. Mr. Morales, you hear a female voice in the background. Can you identify for the jury whose voice that was?
That's Christine's voice.
Okay, so just tell us in your own words. You said you got your cell phone, you called 911, and what happened with Christine?
Well, Christine was sitting on the bed. She was watching TV.
Okay, all right,
So she had no idea what was going on.
okay.
Objection calls for speculation, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Okay.
Just hold on a moment. Let me just strike that part of the response that said she had no idea what was going on. Thank you.
All right, did you have a conversation with Miss Holloway at that point?
No,
Okay. Did she come over and talk on the phone
no.
in the background?
She was talking to me.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
Okay. There's no question that's Miss Holloway's voice at that point,
Yes.
correct? All right. Now, you made the 911 call. I want you to go very, very slow for me now, okay?
Okay.
Tell us what happened next, what your observations were, what happened next.
So I called 911. I don't know how much time went by. Seconds. I felt hit. I got hit on the right side of my face. I lost my balance. I already had no balance to begin with. I lost my balance. I fell. I tried to lean on the little kitchen island. I couldn't get to it because I was not that close to it. So I fell. I got on my floor, on my knees and my hands, and I got hit right around my chest area. I stood there, laid out on the floor. Hi.
Do you think the jury believes him? Hit us up on social media. Let us know. We'll be right back after this.
Is Karen Reed a killer girlfriend
She's guilty.
or the scapegoat in an elaborate cover-up?
Karen Reed was framed.
Karen Reed is accused of murdering her police officer boyfriend.
Defendant stated repeatedly, I hit him, I hit him.
She may end up taking the stand. Her first trial ended with a hung jury. They haven't proven anything.
Will a jury finally agree on a verdict?
We know who did it.
The Karen Reed murder retrial. Live coverage starting Monday morning on Court TV.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. Let's go back to Connecticut now. We're hearing from defendant Jose Morales on what happened when he claims an intruder came into his home and attacked his girlfriend.
Extremely in a daze from I had just finished smoking a blunt. So at the same time, I'm listening, but I'm on the floor and I can hear that there's a struggle going on in the bed area. There's a fight. I hear screams. At the same time, I hear that somebody leaves the apartment. I see that somehow Christine got away from whoever it is that she was fighting with and tried to run out the apartment to go after the guy that left the apartment with Vanessa. The guy that she was struggling with was chasing her. Can you put the diagram? Yeah.
What do you want to say?
The one inside the apartment.
You want to see the
other one. The one that's over there. Yeah, that one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So this is Exhibit D.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You can use this if you want to explain. Thank you.
So from the little kitchen area right there, the kitchen island, that's where I was at, in the living room area. And I hear the struggle going on in the bed area.
Is notated the bed over here?
Yes. I'm on the floor. Over there by the kitchen island. And I hear that somebody leaves the apartment first while Christine is still struggling by the bed area.
Okay.
She gets away from the person that she's struggling with and run towards the outside.
Towards the door area?
Yeah, towards the door area.
Okay. Where it says where it says entrance?
Yes, but she doesn't get that far.
Okay.
She gets to in between the carpet and the tiles.
Right,
and
let's go slow. Hold on. There's a checkerboard.
That's the tiles.
Hold on. Just hold on a second. I know you're anxious to
All right, okay.
Okay. In the front of the doorway, was that area tiled?
Yes.
Okay. Right up to the end of the closet and the bathroom?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, correct.
And what about in the center area of the living room? Was that tiled?
No, that's carpet.
All right. Okay. Now we're oriented. Go ahead. You continue what you saw.
So I'm on the floor. Christine running towards the outside of the apartment. She either tripped or collapsed. By the half of her body's on the towel, the other half of the body's on the carpet.
Half of her body was on the tiled area by the doorway and
Yes.
on the carpet area.
Yes.
Okay.
The guy that's running behind her stops and hits her with a crowbar. He gets up, he starts pacing. Bitch, you scratched me. That's what he says.
I'm sorry, objection to what he said.
Sustained. All
Can't
right.
testify to somebody else.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, I am just going to strike that portion of the response which said, I believe, quote, something about striking me or bitch something.
Right.
All right, so whatever was said, please strike from your notes if you have them. Thank you.
Okay. So, the gentleman.
So-
Hold on. I know you're anxious. The gentleman is still there, Christine is there, and you're there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And just in your own words, what happened next?
So he hits her first, one time. He gets up. He's paced, he's angry, and he's cussing out. He hits her 2 more times. As he's hitting her, I'm still on the floor. I see that when he's pulling, he got a crowbar in his hand. I see the crowbar. When he's pulling back, stuff is just pouring out of Christine's head and splashing all over the place. I tried to do something, but I can't because I'm stuck. I'm PCP and I'm stuck. So
What does stuck mean?
I couldn't move.
See, there even his attorney's having difficulty with him. Let's bring in. You see there, even his attorney's having difficulty with him. Let's bring in Attorney Matt Roberts, talk about this.
That I can do is scream. I try to scream, stop. He looks at me, he points at Christine with the crowbar, and he said,
Objection.
Being offered, Your Honor, it's being offered for the effect it had on the hearing. There's an exception. that's
Objection, Your
applicable
Honor.
here.
It's self-serving, completely self-serving.
All right, so I don't know what the statement is going to be,
I understand.
but
I didn't want to have that.
that's all right. I'm going to ask the jury just to step out for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's where.
I had an audio problem a moment ago. Attorney Matt Roberts standing by watching. Matt, want to get your thoughts on what we just saw.
Well, it's clear that the attorney is trying to get him back focused as much as possible, and he's really just got an out-of-control client on the stand who just wants to say what he wants to say, and as the prosecutor pointed out there in the last objection, completely self-serving. The idea that there's some huge gaps in the testimony, from the point where he's in the bathroom, sees movement, and alarm bells go off in his, drunken, intoxicated stupor. Alarm bells are going off that he calls 911. Why? There's no explanation why. So there's huge gaps here that need to be taken care of.
Sure are. Matt Roberts, I wish we had more time with you. Thank you for the great analysis today. We're going to see the rest of this testimony on the other side of the break. Be right back.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ted Rowlands. Good to be with you. We're tracking several trials across the country this morning. As always, in Connecticut, the defendant is on the stand in the missing daughter and murdered mother trial for Jose Morales. He told the jury there was an attacker in their home the night his girlfriend, Christine Holloway, was killed. Morales says he couldn't help her because he was on PCP. In California, Lyle and Eric Menendez returned to court next hour for a pivotal two-day resentencing hearing. This comes as the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office has just filed a motion to try to delay the hearing. If this begins, no cameras are allowed, but we do have a crew inside the courtroom. We'll have updates throughout the day. And in Arizona, the cult mom conspiracy trial for pro se defendant Lori Daybell resumes this afternoon with the charge conference. The state rested its case in chief. Yesterday, Lori told the judge she plans to rest on Monday before closing arguments. Let's get you back to Connecticut with the defendant, Jose Morales, on the stand. He's telling a story to the jury about being high on PCP and seeing two men. Let's pick up the direct testimony from Mr. Morales.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You may be seated. All right, counsel, please stipulate to the return of our jurors.
So stipulate, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Attorney Gavin, if you'd like to come up and continue the direct of Mr. Jose Morales, we can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Morales.
Good morning.
Mr. Morales, I just want to orient you where we left off yesterday afternoon in your direct testimony. You indicated at that point where we stopped that you had placed garbage bags on the front deck of 6.5 Myrtle. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Now, Your Honor, Peter.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we would like to play Exhibit F, which is identification purposes. At this point, there are 3 videos.
So is F a full exhibit?
No, F is going to be a full exhibit.
Okay, so if it's just ID, I can't play it and publish it yet, so we have to make a determination on F.
I don't know if the state has any objection to that.
This is the video when it comes from them. No objection.
No objection? All right, so the court will enter into evidence as a full exhibit. Defense is F.
G is in George and H is in Henry.
Are you okay with G
Yes, Your
and
Honor.
H as well? All right, very good. So then the court will accept into evidence as full defendants G, F, G, and H. Thank you.
Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Now you can go ahead and publish. Was it F that you wanted to publish?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Morales, is your video screen working there, sir?
Yes, it is.
And please remember, just come close to the mic and speak louder than you normally would, okay?
Okay.
Great. Now, Mr. Morales, where we had left off in the area at the end of the testimony yesterday, you indicated that in the apartment at 6.5 Myrtle, you had gone to the front door where the screen door was and the wood door. You recall that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and I want you to just tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when you went to the front door, what did you observe?
I saw the guy that left the house going towards the corner of Myrtle Ave and West Street. I saw a car coming from Myrtle Ave and turning towards West Street. Slow down. I saw the headlights on. The guy that left the apartment got in the car, and I saw the car driving down West Street.
Okay. If we could play the video, please. We're going to start with F as in Frank, Your Honor.
Okay.
Morales, was that the vehicle that you observed from the deck of 6.5 Myrtle leaving the area of the property?
Yes.
Can we go to the next one? Your Honor, for the next exhibit would be G as in George.
Okay, thank you. Publishing G.
These are two different videos. There's one that goes like this, and then there's one that's like right here. It shows the color.
You can play the whole video. Is that the start of the Mr. Morales, the videos are in 1 minute segments, so they're not continuous. So I'm going to show you, if you would start here, go ahead, Peter, if you would start here. Stop. Okay. Is that the vehicle that you saw leaving?
Yes.
Okay. And just, do we have the map there? And I want to thank the state for their assistance in playing this. Thank you. Mr. Morales, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit U. This is a full exhibit, okay? And I'm just going to orient you to 6.5 Myrtle.
Yes.
See that, sir?
I see it.
Okay, and I want you to tell us where the vehicle was traveling in what direction.
He was coming down from Myrtle Ave, and he took a left into West Street.
Oh, let's go slow. This is Myrtle Avenue, where my pen is. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. When it reached the intersection of West Street, 6.5 was here, you were on the porch. Which way did it go, sir?
He took a left onto West Street.
Onto West Street, which you joined the property at 6.5 Myrtle and went down West Street. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, great. And then just the last, thank you. One last one. Mr. Bestri, if you would go to the 5630 area there. Okay, just hold on. Oh, stop. Sorry. When you were up on 6.5 Myrtle and the vehicle turned on West Street, can you just tell ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's the next street that West intersects with?
Cottage Avenue.
Okay. And this video is from Cottage Avenue. I'm sorry, Peter, go ahead.
I'm going to object at this point. Were you able to see the vehicle? Were you able?
Well, hold on a minute, Attorney Stein. If you're going to object, let me rule on the objection without questioning the witness, please.
He cannot say this is the vehicle. It calls for speculation. If he's over at 6.5 Myrtle Street to say that this is the same vehicle several streets over.
So, hold on, Attorney Stein. We were talking about Cottage Street. I'm not even sure that we got a question out yet. Please let me hear the question before we note an objection. Attorney Gavin, can you please re-ask the question?
Sure. Okay. You indicated that West intersects with Cottage Street.
Yes.
Correct? And Your Honor, he's going to identify the vehicle, so that's that.
Go ahead.
Yep. Thank you, Peter. You can go ahead and play it. Okay. Now, can you identify what vehicle is depicted there in Exhibit H, please?
Yes, that's the vehicle that I saw that the guy went in on the corner of Myrtle and West.
Right. So you're identifying that's the vehicle that you saw on Myrtle Avenue on West, and you weren't down on Cottage Street, correct?
Correct.
But you can identify that that is the vehicle.
That is the vehicle.
Should I proceed, Your Honor?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Thank you.
The objection is overruled, by the way. That's subject for cross-examination. Attorney Gavin, you may proceed.
Thank you. We're all. You can just play that for another. Okay. Terrific. Thank you. Okay. So now you've identified the vehicle. Now, I want to go back to what you did, okay, sir? All right. At 6.5 Myrtle, after the vehicle had left, I want you to tell the ladies and gentlemen, the jury, in your own words, what did you do?
I went back inside the apartment.
Okay. And what happened next?
I closed the door and I looked at what was in front of me.
Okay. And what steps did you take? Did you leave the apartment? Did you stay there?
Well, I stayed in the apartment I stayed in the apartment.
Okay. What'd you do?
I looked around. I looked for Vanessa. I couldn't find her. So I was gonna call police, but the words that the guy said to me kept ringing in my head.
Mr. Rouse, just what did you do? What did you physically do while you were in the apartment?
I sat down in the bed.
Okay. How long were you in the apartment?
Till early in the morning.
Okay.
So that was around 1:58, 1:59 in the morning.
Okay.
When this happened.
Okay.
When the car left the apartment. So after that, I went inside the apartment. I looked around for a little while. I looked for Vanessa. I couldn't find her.
This is repetitive.
I went.
Attorney Stein, if you have an objection, just stand up and say that you have an objection.
It is an objection, Your Honor. It is repetitive.
Okay, so it's repetitive. I'm going to ask the witness to move on from the point in time that he left the room.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did that come to the point when you...
All right, let's get a break. Before we do, let's check in with our guest for the hour from Atlanta, Georgia, criminal defense attorney Robin Nunn. Robin, do you believe this version of events?
This is tough. I mean, the drug usage puts a huge cloud on his credibility and, quite frankly, on his ability to recall the details in such precise nature that were, happening at that time. I think it's going to be really hard for jurors to listen to this testimony and walk away believing that his version of events is what exactly transpired.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the jury is evaluating everything he says and how he says it. He's, I mean, he's telling a story that is sort of revolving around this video of a car leaving. And so it's a whole, but that story was never told to police. That's the problem. And he had a long interview with investigators. We'll see how it plays out. Cross is going to be difficult for Mr. Morales.